Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens retain their belts in Saudi Arabia at the Night of Champions, but how much longer will it last? Is Sami going to betray KO? Is KO going to betray Sami? With the Usos now splitting from the bloodline, how does that fit in? Those are our topics on today's Wrestling Tea Tarot. Welcome back. I am Jude, here with my partner Calypso Vibes. We are the channel where we look beyond the kayfabe and behind the booking to try to find some truth in professional wrestling. And as I said, today we are looking at Sami Zayn. First of all, let's take a quick look at his astrology and numerology. Sami is a Cancer, just like Cody Rhodes. Cancers represent dualism and balance, likely to get influenced by others easily, and most often get success under the guidance of your patrons and mentors. That sounds pretty familiar, especially over the past year and a half since Sami was with the bloodline, got over as a part of the bloodline, and then went on his own path. Sami's life path number is 5. He is a free spirit like Dusty Rhodes, Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair. Plays by his own rules, and he's definitely been disruptive in the WWE over these last few years. Even before he got over with the bloodline, he always was this kind of iconoclast figure, right? The conspiracy theorist, doing things his own way. Sami's destiny number is 9. He's understanding, believes in fulfilling the needs of others without being selfish and demanding. Well, let's see what the rest of the cards have to say about that. And finally, his power number 5. Reevaluate what it means to work with freedom, work with constructive use of freedom. Again, that freedom again, just like his life path number. So he kind of plays by his own rules. We know, if you're familiar with Sami's work in Ring of Honor as El Generico, or even before that in PWG, has never fit the mold. And his work with the bloodline is really no exception, except now he is just tremendously over as a result. So, first off, be sure to let us know what you think about Sami Zayn in the comments. What do you think of his match against Roman and Solo Sikoa and all of the drama that went down? Sami and KO versus Roman and Solo at Night of Champions. For me personally, as a match, sure. I mean, the wrestling was fine, but I think we all know it wasn't about that. This was about the storytelling, the drama, about the split of Jimmy and Jay from the bloodline, where Jimmy finally made the super drastic move to super kick Roman in the face, then doubled down on it, and the brothers ride off into the sunset like Thelma and Louise. So I thought it was great. I thought it was exciting. But the longer this goes on, we keep watching, KO sort of having boo-boo face while Sami's music plays, kind of understanding, oh, Sami gets all this attention, he's super over. KO's just kind of there. And again, these guys have been bros forever. I don't think that there's any actual beef between Kevin and Sami. Let's just see what the cards have to say about it. So, we've got a fair amount of talkative cards here. We've got ancestor guides and alchemy, temperance, balance, healing, moderation, patience. Okay, his sun sign Cancer is all about dualism and balance. I think it's interesting that the ancestor guides here is the first one that popped up. We know Sami has had, his trip to Saudi Arabia was extremely spiritual, right? And whether he wouldn't use the term ancestor guides for it doesn't change the fact that he had a profound experience, making his Hajj to the Kaaba in Saudi, and even coming out in traditional dress, performing their intro in Arabic for the Saudi crowd. I feel like at this level of success, Sami is really grounding himself, at least outwardly, in his Arab culture, in his faith. Healing was a part of this card. Maybe there is some spiritual healing to come from that, because he clearly doesn't have a lot of peers in that way in the locker room. And after so many years of tension between Syria and Saudi Arabia, for him to be able to go back to Saudi and be welcomed the way he was, I'm sure it was a huge experience. We've got the Summer Growth card: activity, goals, progress, life force energy, and new patterns. So we've already got our first taste of timing, is the summer. You think Sami and KO will make it to SummerSlam? I certainly think that they'll make it until SummerSlam, but maybe that's where the changes come in. Oh, that didn't take long. Disharmony triggers conflict, competition, arguments, harsh communication. Honestly, if you watch this channel, we use this deck a lot. I don't think I've ever pulled this card before. The Disharmony and Triggers card. And it's exactly on point with what we're talking about. That, there's competition, harsh communication. Maybe there is some disharmony between Sami and KO. We've got inner child healing again, wounding, coping mechanisms, learned behaviors, and self-discovery. You know what? In terms of storyline, and this is always a little bit of a challenge because we're kind of reading storyline. We're trying to read the kayfabe. The cards, of course, might be giving me Sami's actual energy, right, about this healing inner child. But clearly their relationship, kayfabe relationship, in storyline, went through a period of healing, those weeks or however long, where KO wouldn't really acknowledge Sami leading up to setting that match for WrestleMania. Is there still healing that needs to occur? Oh, we got nostalgia and memories, missing someone, past life soulmate in the past. Who is Sami missing? I'll tell you right now, as we were shuffling these cards, and Calypso herself pulled a couple and found both Mercury energy and kind of secret communication. Roman Reigns is a Gemini ruled by Mercury. So is Sami still, in contact with Roman? Is that where the nostalgia and the memories are, that, his time in the bloodline was so great? I don't know. Oh, now we got autumn showing up. The harvest. Past is over, starting over. Soul growth, clearing, and new intentions. So we might be sweeping the table clean at SummerSlam and starting something new by the time autumn rolls around, whether that's Survivor Series or somewhere, right before then. Reunion and soul ties, soulmate, fated partnership, past life connection, past returns. Is that Sami and KO with the soul ties? Or does this soul ties reunion pair up with the nostalgia and memories? Self-love, intentions, and creation, focus on desires of the heart, self-worth, expansion, and manifesting. I think Sami absolutely has some desires, some things that he wants for himself. We spoke about this, I think, after night 1 of WrestleMania when we were previewing night 2. It's one of our kind of first handful of videos on the channel. After KO and Sami won those belts, we watched that the press conference afterwards, the media scrum, And, Sammy left a rough taste in our mouths because he already seemed to be just super, I don't know, arrogant, fake. This is allegedly for entertainment purposes only, but I will tell you what my impression was watching that is this is not the same guy who was, I'm so wounded, Roman, you hurt me. My relationship with KO is important, and that's who I'm bound to. So, yeah, it still begs the question, who are these soul ties with, right? Is this reunion the one that's already occurred with Kevin Owens, or is it one that will occur in the future, maybe with Jimmy and Jay, right? Because he absolutely was trying to keep that relationship intact even after Sammy himself left the bloodline. And now that Jimmy and Jay are exiled from the island of relevancy, is that the reunion that's going to come? Calypso, what do you think about these first handful of cards? Who's this soul tie with?
I don't know. It's an interesting question. I think it has something to do with whether that's the Usos or Roman.
Mm-hmm. I feel like in storyline, it would be unlikely for him to have a reunion with Roman, right? They could still work it that way. But I feel like...
I think throwing curveballs is what they're enjoying doing right now with the crowd.
Absolutely.
And I definitely think him going to Saudi was inner child healing.
Yes.
Being guided by Spirit. I think he talked to Spirit. They get their communication. Like, is this the right thing to do, right? Is going to Saudi the right thing to do? And I think he, took it in a spiritual, pilgrimage kind of way. So, I'm digging what the vibe is putting out. I'm letting you tell your story. I don't see anything I disagree with if that's what you're asking.
All right. Ooh. Quite a few dropping off here. Let's take a look at what the Situations deck wants to tell us. We got a...
Sorry, you guys. Y'all may hear the dog snoring.
We've got a mental lockdown. The Divine Masculine. I didn't mention it, but when Calypso pulled the communication with the Mercury energy, the Divine Masculine also fell there. So, again, there's obviously a lot of men involved here, but Roman is the head of the table. We're talking about Roman in this case. Receipts, proof, and show me. I feel like we might be moving into a period where there's going to be a lot of drama, right? Who did what to whom? Is this, the Usos trying to show Roman that they didn't, super kick Solo Sikoa in the face on purpose? That's one of my pet peeves about wrestling storylines. Oh, well, this happened. You do know that he fell out the way, right? And caused that kick. Projected future days, weeks, and months. That's what we're looking for, right? But you see the road. So, yeah, they're going to be on the road. Karmic, third-party relationship, and lesson. Again, this is going to be messy coming up. Even though Sammy and KO, are talking about, well, look, we don't need to deal with the bloodline anymore. That's behind us. I think that these relationships and ties are so strong. Even if Sammy doesn't need to deal with Roman per se anymore, I think his tie to Jey Uso especially was built so strong over the course of that story arc, and that might end up being a contentious point between Sammy and KO. Oh, the love affair, dirty little secret and down low. Is that the third party relationship that we're talking about here? Like going out having bros behind other bros' backs? On the verge of about to reveal and confess. Look at this. The tea is stacking up here. We're talking about confessing to this down low love affair with the karmic third party. And there's receipts. Oh, but there's denial. Look at this. We got the denial and the receipts together. Yeah, they're going to build this up so messy. A whole lot of he said, who's got proof, who did what to whom. They could have run back the entire second half of 2022 and just change the position of the players around. The pressure cooker, rage, ready to explode. Who's that? Again, there's a lot of people in their feelings right now in this story. Oh, the desire and lust. I don't know where that fits in here, unless that's just Sami's desire for the clout and attention of being a part of the bloodline. But after what's just happened with the bloodline, maybe KO and Sami are the faction that's being desired. And finally, we've got some sort of a settlement, agreement, and compromise. Hard to see exactly who each of these players is going to be because we know so many of the players, but which role each person is going to play going forward kind of remains to be seen. But it absolutely looks like that relationship is going to continue, is going to be messy. I'm trying to push back here. Here it was. That disharmony, right? I'm pulling for Sami's energy in these cards. So I feel like that disharmony and triggers is something going forward with Sami, not what we've just seen with the Usos and Roman. Calypso, do you hear anything that you want to comment on in this second deck?
No, but the tea looking juicy.
Yes, indeed. And we got one more tea deck to look at here. This pink deck tends to give a good combination of spicy situations and business stuff. Oh, what a mess. There it is. And we're only in the early stages. How are we in the early stages? It's been a year and a half. Just had quite a bit fall. Pass through another 1-2 times and then take a look at what we've got here. Okay, well, we already mentioned these. We got the What a Mess card, like I said, and Calypso said the tea does look like it's getting hot. Early stages, innocence, and new.
Hold on, you didn't even ask me. Hold on. I'm sorry.
I did, and we're not doing this.
Oh, don't yell at me. Y'all hear her yelling at me? The verge about to confess. Bro, that stuff about to get messy.
Mm-hmm. With the early stages, we've also got this trail to happiness, a new happy cycle.
See, even what a mess. See?
Mm-hmm.
He gonna make a mistake. There it is.
Something new is happening. I don't think that we're talking about Sami's personal life here.
No, but I think there's some early stages though. Of they already working on how to revamp Bloodline.
Yes,
because it makes too much money.
And it's even they're even showing it's a cycle, right?
Right.
It's not a straight line. It's a circle.
Nope.
Everything old is new again. They're gonna come right back around. Milk us for the same. They're gonna change. They're gonna change the T-shirt a little bit, but tell us the same story.
Yeah.
And here's that growth, renewal, and paying off. Right. We had the growth card showing growth in the summer, right? Where halfway between WrestleMania and SummerSlam. So SummerSlam's where all our eyes are. Anyway, creative, onto something, bright ideas, right? They're trying to figure it out. How are they going to sell us the same story and get more money out of it? Commitment, wedding, next level. Okay, there's again this sort of idea of the relationship, just like we were talking in that previous deck about that secret relationship.
Because they're all married, so.
Sure, but again, I think we're talking storyline here. And I think that this is, again, one of these two guys, and we're reading Sami, so I'm going to stick with Sami, not letting go. We had the past nostalgia, we had the soul ties. I'm not trying to force this to be Sami and Jimmy, Sami and Jay rather, not letting go of this relationship, but boy, like when Sami first left the bloodline, they tried hard to tease that. Awaken love, new love, and open heart. Just relationship. Gift, reward, and offer, right? What's the offer going to be to form this new alliance, whatever it's going to be? Travel, movement, foreigner.
Well, we know they definitely just traveling. They're going to UK for Money in the Bank, and Roman's going to be at Money in the Bank.
That's right.
They've actually scheduled him for more dates.
And all that glitters, illusions, and superficial. So, of course, here's that cycle again, right? Oh, you form this relationship. We see all the drama that goes with it.
Wouldn't
that awakened love.
Be juicy if Sami all along gets bought out by Roman?
Oh,
and we end up full circle.
There's going to be something, but whoever it is,
I'll give you a title shot, Sami.
That sounds like MJF and the other Sami.
Yeah, but they'll do it better in the Fed.
But all that glitters is not gold, right? So someone's going to get promised a false bill of goods.
Mm-hmm. I said
still not seeing that betrayal between KO and Sami, except again for that disharmony card from the first deck. Okay, we're moving through these pretty quickly.
Thanks for tuning in, you guys. Allegedly for entertainment
purposes. We are going to try to tell our stories a little more succinctly, so I'm making an effort.
If you haven't yet subscribed, make sure you guys subscribe. I know you guys are watching the videos lately, but don't forget to subscribe so you can continue to see the content. Like, share, and leave a comment. It is much appreciated, so we know you guys are enjoying the videos.
We need those comments to help drive us towards what is it you want to see next that maybe we aren't thinking about. Of course, we have our own ideas, but we always want to hear from you. It's always changing and flowing based on what the content is, and of course, we had a big weekend. We had WWE Night of Champions, AEW Double or Nothing, and NXT Battlegrounds. So 3 interesting shows. I'm not going to try to start throwing stones at any of these shows right now. Okay, just saw a card that was very interesting to me. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah, here we go. All right. Gosh, we always see this boat, right? Your current situation is a means to an end. Making an uncertain voyage to the new world, that passage. So, Sami's gut.
I wonder if that's Saudi, though. Like, because scared of the reaction, right? It really was an unknown passage of safety and many things.
That's true, but we're talking about this situation as a mean to an end. Someone's being used.
True.
Right? There are many choices. You have options, even if you don't see them right now. Get creative, right? We've been seeing the creativity. So yes, there are many choices to be made. And now that Jimmy and Jay are free of Roman, allegedly, Sami's going to be in this position where he's got the older bro, the newer bros. He's had his ups and downs with everybody. Where's it going to go from here? Gosh, a lot of cards fell out of here. They're rewards, right? We had the gift. Now we've got rewards, cashing in on all the good work you've done. Raises, bonuses, and prosperity. You're going to keep growing. Okay, this has been a hugely prosperous season for WWE. Give and take. Be open to giving and receiving to keep the flow of abundance going. Give someone a chance and ask for what your heart desires. Again, who is Sami gonna give a chance to? To me, I think Jey Uso is the obvious answer. We might get surprised. Independence. Time to go out on your own, create your own business, or try something well outside your comfort zone. Does that independence mean a split from his current tag partner? Wealth, working toward real wealth and prosperity. Put that over here with the rewards and the gift.
Good Lord, a lot of money in these cards.
A lot of very expensive, a lot of money. Limitations. Obstacles are not what they seem. You can get around them with some careful thought or simply choose something better for you. You hear that? The obstacles are not what they seem. So something that you thought was opposing you is something that you might be able to work with. Illumination. Something hidden is coming to light. New jobs, opportunities, and options. Someone lends you a helping hand. Well, that just happened, right? Inadvertent though it was, the Usos absolutely lent a helping hand to Sami and KO. And those, the strength of that relationship, or maybe it's better to say the weakness of where Jimmy and Jay's relationship with Roman has become, has come to light. Harmony. We had the disharmony card. Now we've got harmony. It's important for you to have a quiet, peaceful work atmosphere. Working at home or for yourself is best. Put that here with the independence, right? Working for yourself, break away from a team. I don't think Sami and KO are going to put up any 600 days as tag champs, I'll tell you that. Adventure. Make exciting work moves that could take you outdoors or on a trip. Okay, so we had the passage. We've got the adventure. We saw the road in an earlier card. This is the one. I'm even going to save that one. Money matters. Look at that. Money, money, money. Again, money matters a lot now. Save up for the future. You need to be prepared for the unexpected. Change is coming. Drama. Connections. Build bridges between people. Contact those who can help you. Your actions set you up for the next opportunity. Sami's going to try to get KO and the Usos on the same page. I don't think it's going to work, but I think he's going to try to build that bridge. Protection. You are being protected from deceit and from situations that no longer serve you. Lie low for a while and you will be shown the truth. Again, we had the all that glitters, right, is not gold. We got to see the mask here, the golden mask. Someone's being deceitful. And finally, this is the one that I saw and really caught my interest. Shedding. You are starting to outgrow your work situation. You need to set higher goals and standards, right? And you got the snake. I don't think it's going to, even though KO is, he's got the Bitterman face and he looks jealous about all the attention. I think if KO tries to communicate that, because we had the harsh communication back on that disharmony card, that Sami's going to start shedding that snake skin and a whole nother animal is going to come out. Right? He's going to work with someone you don't expect him to. They're going to try to build these connections, but at the same time, Sami is looking out for number one, right? He's got this independence. The harmony card saying that your work situation should be at home or for yourself. when I say he's going to go into business for himself, I don't mean going off script for, storyline wise, but I think in terms of being partnered up, no, I think he might end up going lone wolf because he wants this freedom, right? Back to that Life Path 5. He wants this freedom in his in how he works, how he moves. He's going to find that the rewards and the money are going to be stronger, not tied exclusively to KO. He's going to look at all these choices, seek his own independence, and being able to have the relationships and the partners he wants. Because at the end of the day, I feel like this snakeskin Sammy is the one that we're going to see. That's my take on it. Calypso, do you have anything that you want to jump in here before we wrap it up?
A lot of money.
A lot of money.
A lot of independence. A lot of he needs to shed skin, have bigger goals. He need to think big. But he needs to learn to give and take. I think Sammy's a little greedy. I told you his energy gives off very greedy, a little selfish. But he's definitely talented and a star. What's that one? Oh,
the rewards.
Yeah, protection.
Rewards, wealth, and money matters.
How is that protection described?
You are being protected from deceit, right? So someone's got a mask on, and from situations that no longer serve you.
Yeah, he needs to be careful about, even in this bloodline thing, right? Like, I don't know how to describe that. I don't think it's KO. I think he just needs to be careful of Roman's intentions. Like, and the bloodline's intentions, right? Like, everybody at the end of the day is making money, but Roman's also going to think about Roman and making sure Roman still looks good. He already pulled Sammy up a lot. He's also going to let Sammy know, I pulled you up a lot. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens. I think this is some stay tuned. I think
we're
the
definitely building.
Definitely said a lot, and it's definitely building. It's
Building
definitely
towards SummerSlam.
Yeah, it's definitely building another circle of bloodline drama, y'all. It's not
That's
over.
the fact that we just see a spiral. We're gonna keep going around and around, and as long as the content stays interesting, I'm here for it. So that's our take on what's going on with Sami Zayn and his relationships, both with KO, Usos, Bloodline. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, drop us a comment, let us know what you think about what's going on and who else you'd like to see us talk about. Again, I am Jude with my partner Calypso Vibes. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.